I'm going to be bold here and a little bit bossy, and I'm going to ask you to share this one because I feel like this one is very important for everyone to hear and reach the people that it needs to reach. So if you could share, I would appreciate it. If you want to follow, I would appreciate that too. Today's devotion is His steadfast love. Because of the Lord's unwavering love for you, morning brings a brand new sunrise. Unlike any that has ever been before, it lights a world brimming with creative ways that God shows Himself to you. From the early hues of the sky to the birds that fly in it, He has painted them for you. From the bounty of the ocean to the harvest of the field, He tirelessly brings them forth to show you His unfailing provision. He does not grow fatigued of watching over you and protecting you. He never grows weary of your prayers. Rather, His enduring joy is showing you His steadfast love through all the wonders of creation. Dear God, of all the wonders in this world, you are more wonderful than they all are. Thank you for your unwavering love. Amen. I got a comment yesterday on one of the platforms that I posted, and it said, "How do you have this, or how do you have it all together? I admire your faith." And I just have to say, don't mistake what I'm presenting on here as me never having struggled. And I'm going to get very transparent here, is that the last 4 years have been very hard for me. And so much so that last year I had a nervous breakdown. I had a mental breakdown. And I recognized that I was not having normal thoughts. And I had to be honest with myself about the help that I needed. I will tell you that I didn't ask God why. I didn't say to God, why have I been through all this? Why are you making me go through all this? Because I have to trust that everything that I go through has a purpose, and there's a purpose in this pain. And I do believe that the purpose in my pain is that I can share my lessons with you. That is something that I enjoy, using my voice. I enjoy being transparent. And I will tell you that I removed myself from social media because I was so ashamed of professing my faith, yet having struggled and having a nervous mental breakdown, to the so much so that I left my family for 2.5 months and checked myself and got the treatment that I needed. And sometimes you have to be honest about the help that God's providing you. And I felt ashamed for having faith, having unwavering faith, and trusting that God can fix anything in my life, that I told myself I didn't need help. I told myself that I could work through it. And God puts resources in your life. And sometimes you have to be honest about where you're at and take advantage of those resources. If you're struggling today, if you're struggling with finances, I was struggling with finances. We had a ton of medical debt, and I was so not in my right mind that I was making irresponsible spending choices. I had almost just checked out, and said, it's not going to matter. We're never going to get ahead because of everything that we endured. I was pretending I was okay, masking so much so that people were shocked when I told them that I was leaving for 2 months and that I needed help. I was having anxiety attacks, panic attacks. I was not myself, not making rational decisions, or I was not having rational thoughts. And to be honest, I felt like the world might be better without me in it. That is not rational thinking. And I'm having a hard time saying that to you because it's just hard. It's hard for my loved ones to hear that. But I feel like we have to get honest about mental health. And we have to get honest about, there's no stigma, there is no shame, there is nothing that is so awful that you can't get help for, that that the world would be better without you in it. That was the irrational thought. I just felt like everything I was doing was, I was failing. I was failing my daughter in her medical. I was failing in my own health. I was failing in managing the finances and trying to get everything paid. It just felt like I was failing in every single capacity of my life. And the body keeps score. So you can pretend all you want, but the body keeps score. And at some point, the body says, this is too much. And that's what happened. That's what happened to me. I just couldn't manage anymore. And I had to be honest with everybody around me. And that was really hard. And I'm being honest with you now, because I don't want you to think because I come on here and do these devotions that I have had everything together, that my faith has always been perfect and on point. I've had very difficult conversations with God. I've really had to recognize that shame is a 4-letter word, and it has no place in anybody's life, because there's nothing that you should be shameful for. If you look at the people that God surrounded himself with, I just saw a sermon today about the woman at the well, and that is all of us. That is all of us. And so I'm being very vulnerable. I'm asking for, if you choose to judge me, I get that. It's hard to understand, but I'm also coming to you today to say, if you are struggling, if there's something that you need to get honest about, you will feel so much better when you do. You will feel so much better when you can take that to God, and then take it to your loved ones and say, I'm struggling. I need help. And I don't know if I can do this alone. So thank you for allowing me to be vulnerable. Thank you for continuing to show up and share these devotions every day. Thank you for your own faith in finding something that hits you in these messages. And I would ask you to share with others too. You will never know whose lives you will affect positively by just being honest about where you're at in your journey or in your struggle, and removing that shame and replacing it with being brave and being honest and being authentic and being transparent. I hope this spoke to you today. I am okay with you sharing this message. I'm being vulnerable, because I don't love just coming out here and just saying this was what happened to me. But when that message came to me, and I get messages like that quite often, and I don't want to feel like a fraud in not sharing my own story. So I love you, and I hope you have a great day.